The NHTSA says the starters may overheat before catching on fire. According to the agency, BMW dealerships will replace the engine starter for free.
Good Day Chicago at 8 starts now.
And right now at 8 o'clock, what is that smell? A potentially dangerous odor is being reported across Illinois, Indiana, even Wisconsin. We have a live report on the investigation underway.
Plus, one group is fighting plans for an Amazon data center, and now they're taking that fight to court.
The Seahawks dominating against the Patriots in San Francisco, Super Bowl 60. We've got the highlights of the game and the Bad Bunny halftime show.
And let's take a live look from Chicago's Botanic Garden this morning. We have such a treat for you. Mike Kaplan is going to join us live as they prepare for the Orchid Show later this hour.
Yes, indeed. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for starting your day with us, starting your Monday. Saying good morning to Caitlin.
Yes.
As well. We are in for kind of a treat when it comes to the temperatures this week.
It's going to feel so good. Not only today, but we're actually going to be warmer tomorrow. And then we stay above normal all the way through this upcoming weekend. So let's get into it. First of all, we've shown you a lot of live shots outside. It is stunning. We've got blue sky, just a few clouds. Satellite radar showing how quiet it is for us in Chicagoland. Temperatures, they're feeling good already. 23 degrees at the lakefront and O'Hare, 22 at Morris. I'm seeing a cool spot there in Valpo at 15, but our day planner shows 33 by lunchtime, and by 3 p.m., 38. Temperatures will be around 40 degrees for us in Chicago today. Tomorrow, we're climbing into the 40s, as mentioned. I'll show you that on your full forecast ahead.
Thank you, Caitlin. Developing this morning, Algonquin fire officials warning about a mysterious odor that is spreading across the area.
Our Saquon is there to find out more on this mystery. She joins us live. Say, what are you seeing? Are you smelling anything out there?
I'm still not smelling anything right now, you guys, which is crazy because I was saying earlier this morning when we were, leaving our station to head over this way, we smelled something that smelled more like chlorine. Now, that's kind of just, it was coming through our vents in the car this morning. We didn't smell anything once we got here, though. And actually, we talked to a firefighter here who was leaving, and he asked us what we were doing here. And I was like, you have to tell us. So he has no idea. He has heard about these reports coming in, but he and the fire department still trying to figure out where the smell is coming from. Now, they did put out a statement on Facebook yesterday, and in it they said that they've received many 911 calls about chemical or burning electrical smells. And these reports have come from really all over, from central Illinois through Indiana and as far north as the Wisconsin border. The source, once again, still unknown, but they did say that they're looking into it with regional partners and other agencies in the area. Now, fire officials do say that you should see a doctor if you experience anything like troubled breathing, dizziness, nausea, irritation, and then to only also call 911 if it's actually an emergency. Once again, we've been scoping out, what people are talking about on social media. We're trying to figure out where the smell is coming from as well. Still no updates yet. I've also reached out to fire officials here in the area to see if they know anything else. But once again, guys, we're just going to try to track down the smell and ask some nearby neighbors to see if they're still smelling anything where they are. Guys?
Okay, the mystery continues. Say, thank you very much for that update. We've had some interesting comments coming in about the smell via Facebook. Ari says it smelled like car brakes were on fire Sunday morning in Melrose Park. LaShawn says her daughter said it smelled like mulch. And then Josh says the smell made his nose tingle. Those are just a small cross-section of the comments that are coming in from really all across Chicagoland regarding this.
In Northwest Indiana
Northwest Indiana, so
yeah.
We'll see what we come up with here. All right, switching gears, we now know the name of the man accused of killing a Joliet woman and her 4-year-old son.
Gabriela Primus has that and other top stories.
Joliet police say Joseph D. Johnson is now at the Will County Adult Detention Facility after being released from the hospital. Johnson is accused of shooting and killing Jocelyn Diaz-Garcia and her 4-year-old son at their home on January 25th. Authorities say he also shot himself in the ankle. He's facing first-degree murder charges. It's now been 9 days since Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Authorities are investigating 2 alleged ransom notes tied to the case. And over the weekend, investigators seemed to focus on a manhole in the backyard. And as far as we know, the family has not seen any evidence that she's still alive. The family posted another video over the weekend pleading for her safe return.
We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
The latest from investigators Sunday is there's still no suspect or person of interest in this case. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information that could bring her home. A Round Lake Beach woman and her boyfriend are charged with first-degree murder in the death of her 8-year-old son. Police arrested Dominique Servant and Joey Ruffin on Friday. Detectives say the child was malnourished and found evidence that the child had suffered long-term physical and mental abuse. The boy's identity has not been released. His 10-year-old brother was also reportedly hospitalized. Anthony.
Okay, thank you very much, Gabby. Appreciate it. A driver is dead after crashing into a CTA bus. This happened Sunday around 4:30 a.m. at the intersection of South Blue Island Avenue and South Wood on the city's southwest side. Officers say the man rear-ended the bus at a red light. 5 people were actually on board the bus at the time. None of those passengers were hurt.
Joliet police need your help finding this man. He is accused of robbing a Cricket Wireless store Saturday afternoon on Collins Street. Police say the man had his hand in his jacket. He told an employee he had a gun and demanded money. They say that he took $1,000 and ran off. Now, if you have information that could help with this investigation, please call Joliet Police or Will County Crime Stoppers. If you live in Dixmoor, we've got some good news for you this Monday morning. Crews have repaired that second water main break. Now, this is the one that was at 143rd and Page Avenue. City workers discovered it on Saturday while repairing a separate water main break. All boil notices for Dixmoor have been canceled.
Okay, this morning the Seattle Seahawks are waking up. Super Bowl champs. They beat the Patriots 29-13 to win the title for just the second time in franchise history. First time in 12 years. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl 12 years ago as well.
The team's defense carried them to that title, and they did so once again on Sunday.
They just made a decision. They're going to play a certain way. They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books. We love our players. Look, they made it happen. They made it come to life, and we won the game.
That's right. The Seahawks' so-called dark side defense pummeled Patriots quarterback Drake May, sacking him 6 times and forcing 3 turnovers. But the real star of the game was Super Bowl MVP, running back Kenneth Walker III. He says he's been working hard ever since his football career almost ended in 2018 when doctors discovered blood clots in both of his lungs.
I just thought, football was over. That's what I was doing all my life. So it was a shocking moment, but, my dad worked with me throughout that whole process, and he was in the hospital with me as well, and my mom. So just going through that, it just made me grateful for each and every day to be able to go out there and strap up and play this game and just, still be alive for real.
Walker rushed for 135 yards on 27 carries, became the first running back to win Super Bowl MVP in 28 years. And I also want to mention we were well represented in the Chicago area on the Seahawks. We had a graduate from Nazareth Academy and a Chicago native, as well as another one from Lake Forest High School and Hoffman Estates. And on the Patriots, an Oak Park native who played at Fenwick.
That is so nice of you to give the player from the Patriots a shout out as well. They were runner-up. But yes, Chicagoland.
What an accomplishment.
Really great. Congrats to all. And we can't talk about the Super Bowl without talking about the halftime show. Bad Bunny brought Puerto Rican culture to Levi's Stadium yesterday, performing several of his biggest hits. He also brought out several surprise guests during his performance, including Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. And at the end of the performance, he shared a message of unity that we are all Americans.
God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, and my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
All right, it's a big moment for Puerto Ricans across the country, including right here in Chicago.
It's about being Latino. Like Bad Bunny said, ahora todos quieren ser Latinos, pero le falta sazón. So I want Puerto Rico to be on top of the world.
And you remember the part of the halftime show here with the conductor with the violinist? Well, that conductor actually has ties to the Chicago area. Giancarlo Guerrero is the artistic director and principal conductor for the Grant Park Music Festival. He is the first classical musician to be featured in a halftime show since Gustavo Dudamel's appearance with Yola in 2016.
All right, so let's check in now here at 8:10 on your Monday morning with Caitlin.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear about these warmer temperatures in our future. Yes.
Thank goodness. I don't know if you feel like me, and winter's just lasting forever and ever. But the temperatures are going to be in the 40s today as well as tomorrow. Tomorrow even warmer than today. And right now, it's beautiful outside. We've got blue sky, just a few clouds. Dry conditions expected start to finish. Looking at the temperatures, we're at 23 degrees from the lakefront to O'Hare. Still holding on to the teens there in Valpo. 15, yikes, that's our cold spot. 23, though, at LaSalle, 22 in Morris. These temperatures are quickly going to be climbing to the low 30s by lunchtime, and then highs pushing to about 40 for us in the city. Satellite radar showing just a few clouds out there, especially from Chicago points northwest. I do see some clouds, but today we're calling it partly sunny. So highs today pushing to about 40 as mentioned, upper 30s near the lake. Southwestern areas you could be in the mid 40s like in Morris. So down to Grundy County, LaSalle County, you are approaching the mid 40s. Northwest Indiana temperatures for you are in the 30s. I see a 35 expected for Gary. Tonight we're dropping down to the 30s. So we're going to stay mild through the night, hovering at around freezing for the lakefront to O'Hare. And then tomorrow we're back to the mid 40s. We could be seeing a few of you tagging 50 southwest of the city. So it is going to be a mild start to our week, down to the 30s for a few days before the 40s return this weekend with the chance for wet weather. I'll show you that on your 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Caitlin. You know, we can't talk about the Super Bowl. We talked about the halftime show. But what about the ads? Our expert is joining us once again to break down some of the best commercials.
And we have more weather coverage next. But first, as we go to break, here's a quick look at your 7-day forecast.
What are you girls doing?
We're doing all the heating, plumbing, and electric around here.
All right, I know you girls know stuff, but let's leave it to our trusted local experts. Let's call Four Seasons.
It's about time you figured it out.
Whether it's heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, air duct cleaning, or generators, you can always trust Four Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call it 664 Seasons.
We hope you had a wonderful weekend here on Good Day Chicago. 8:15 now as we take a live look at the bean, and we're going to see less and less of that snow as the week wears on. Let's get to Gabriella Primus now for a look at today's top stories.
You know, Natalie, don't be alarmed if you see some of our crew members sniffing around, but in all seriousness, really, there is a developing story in Algonquin where fire officials say they've gotten several calls about a mystery odor. People describe it as chemical or burning electrical smell. The Fire Protection District says it spans from central Illinois through Indiana and as far north as the Wisconsin border. The source of the odor is a mystery still, but appears to be coming from the south. You should seek medical attention if you feel dizzy or have trouble breathing. It's now been 9 days since Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Authorities are investigating 2 alleged ransom notes tied to the case. And over the weekend, investigators seemed to focus on a manhole in the backyard at Nancy's home. There still is no suspect or person of interest in this case. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information that could bring her home. A group is suing to block the city of Hooper, Indiana, from moving forward with plans for a massive Amazon data center. The No Data Center Hooper, Indiana, argues the city council violated state law by skipping key steps before approving the plan. A Lake County judge will decide on Wednesday whether city leaders can move forward with the full permit. Natalie.
We'll keep our viewers posted on that on Wednesday, 8:16 now. Taking a live look again from the north side toward the downtown area. Caitlin Cody is here with another check of the forecast.
Bright and beautiful, and it's going to feel good. Happy Monday to you. So partly cloudy skies expected today. Temperatures are already in the 20s, so we feel mild this morning, and we are on our way to the 40s later on today. Some of you in the mid-40s, especially southwest of Chicago, but right now checking in on our current temperature, 23 degrees at the lakefront, as well as O'Hare, 20 in Merrillville, 21 in Kankakee, 22 in Morris. So the temperatures, they're fairly mild this morning, and we're going to be staying elevated above normal through the week. So here's your next 48 hours. As mentioned, temperatures peaking around 40 degrees in the city. But as we work our way into tonight, only dropping to the 30s. So it's going to be a mild night. That's where we should be for our peak, not overnight low. And then tomorrow we're back to the mid-40s. It's going to be a very mild couple of days before temperatures drop back down into the upper 30s for Wednesday and Thursday. 70 forecast shows that we are going to have a dry week ahead, though. Friday, we're back to about 40 degrees, and really that's going to carry us into this weekend when we have our next opportunity to see some wet weather. Rain snow mix expected Saturday and Sunday. But in the meantime, today it is going to be a nice one. We're already seeing the blue sky with some thin cloud cover. Temperatures right around 40, so about 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Natalie.
Caitlin, there's some blooming activity going on at the Chicago Botanic Gardens. Yeah, it's cold outside. This is an indoor show. It is so spectacular. Mike's going to give us a preview of the big orchid show later this hour. We'll be right back.
Everything you need to
Welcome back, 8:21. Oh, look at that. Beautiful view there as we take a little stroll through the greenhouse on a Monday morning. Okay, the Seahawks, everybody, they are basking in the glory of their win over the Patriots yesterday. Bad Bunny certainly rocked the stadium during the halftime show. The star of the show for many folks, the ads that aired during the game. Dennis Ryan has personally created more than a dozen Super Bowl commercials over the course of his career in advertising. He joins us now. We previewed it last week. Now we're going to recap some of his top 10 commercials. We're going to go through 10 through 6 right now. And I pointed out during the commercial break, since I was hosting a party with like 15 10-year-olds, I didn't get to see these. So I'm going to be watching these along with you in real time. So let's kind of take a look, and we're going to, before we get his perspective here, we're going to start with a clip from his number 10 spot.
I moved your meeting, and your car will be here in 5. Perfect.
Look at this little beauty I found in the garden.
Nice snake, Chris.
Hey, whoa, what is that?
Our new Alexa Plus.
That she's not living here. That is full-on AI. One minute we're all buddies, then the next minute she's trying to kill us.
Now, Chris, how exactly would I do that?
A million different ways. Maybe I'm taking out the trash.
The door's jammed. Take a closer look while I pull up a tutorial. A little to the left.
You're a widow.
Right.
Okay, take us through this one.
Well, you know, there's a great saying about Australia. In Australia, everything wants to kill you. And apparently, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, was coming from his garden once, and that actually happened. And so they made an Alexa spot about it because there really is an insight. A lot of us aren't comfortable with AI always listening to us. So his Alexa Plus was going to kill him. And it was fascinating the many ways they figured out that they could bring about his demise. But he accepted it at the end because it arranged a massage for him. So all was right.
All was right.
Everything was taken care of.
Everyone, okay, let's check out your number 9.
Betting on the right guy with Fanatics Sportsbook, explained by Kendall Jenner.
Haven't you heard? The internet says I'm cursed. Any basketball player who dates me kind of gets bad luck. While the world's been talking about it, I've been betting on it.
How do you think I afford all of this? Modeling?
But today, it's time to bet on something new. Football players with Fanatics Sportsbook. Let's get that ring, boys.
All right, what worked about this one?
You know what? She's a celebrity. I don't follow the Kardashians. I don't know them. I frankly have tried to avoid them, but she did a great job here. She was likable and fun and making fun of her own personality, and it tied directly to the product. So I thought this was just a wonderful surprise. I wasn't expecting much, and it worked.
Okay, here's number 8.
Whenever you're ready. 5'7", 23 years old, 140 pounds.
Got it. I'll create a plan that focuses on aesthetic strength training. But confidence isn't just built in the gym. Try Step Boost Max, the insoles that add 1 vertical inch of height and help short kings stand tall.
What?
Use code HeightMaxing10 for big discounts.
Interesting. Okay, what worked about this spot here?
You know, I like Super Bowl ads that appeal to a lot of people or that do something very specific. And this one does something very specific. ChatGPT on January 16th, 3 weeks ago, said they're going to start working ads into the platform. So Claude, one of their direct competitors, basically, what I love about this as a writer is someone wrote those spots, a brilliant idea, and 80% of those spots were written by ChatGPT. They just fed it in, and they just kind of spit it back. And these people who are personifying the chat platform, they've got that hesitation, and then they make these incredible twists. I just thought this was super smart and super.
I agree. I dig it. All right, here's number 7.
Ooh, what's that? First beer of the wedding. Is there enough for everyone? Oh, right there. I got this.
It's spectacularly dumb. It's stupid, it's silly, it's physical comedy. And I don't know who decided to put together Peyton Manning, Post Malone, and Shane Gillis. Yeah. But they are a comedy trifecta that just works for no obvious reason.
Oh, my God.
I just thought this was good, silly, classic beer comedy.
There we go. I agree. All right, let's check out number 6.
Have you ever in your life seen tight ends this relaxed? I am so relaxed. They're carefree, calm, serene. You know what these tight ends are so relaxed about? Prostate cancer screenings. They've learned there's a simple finger-free blood test.
Okay, there we go. Some tight ends of old.
Yep, and you're saying a finger-free blood test. And that is, again, if you're doing prostate screening, that's unpleasant. And as, right here in those wonderful visuals, you can relax your tight end. And it's a blood test now. So it's kind of a broad potty humor joke, but it works really well. And Bruce Arians is actually a prostate cancer survivor. He was an old coach and stuff. And so I just think this was a really smart collaboration between Novartis and the NFL.
Okay, these are good picks. That was 10 through 6. Dennis going to be back in our next hour to take us from number 5 to the number 1
the big number 1. The big number 1.
Thank you, sir. Very fascinating. I'm really glad to get the tutorial because, Caitlin, I couldn't watch this in real time. We had a zoo going on at my house, as you know.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I woke up this morning and forgot that the Super Bowl was yesterday. I was like, wait, who won the Super Bowl yesterday? Today, temperatures are going to be wonderful. We are pushing back into the 40s, believe it or not. Also, we've got blue sky. It's going to be a lovely one. I can't wait to show you that full forecast. The 30s and 40s continue all week. Stay with us.
8:30 now, we're following a developing story out of Algonquin, where fire officials say they have gotten several 911 calls about a mystery odor. And this isn't just Algonquin. We have had some of you viewers share with us it stretches all the way into Northwest Indiana. People described it as a chemical or burning electric smell. The Fire Protection District there in Algonquin says it spans from central Illinois through Indiana and as far north as the Wisconsin border. The source of the odor still a mystery, but it appears to be coming from the south. You should seek medical attention, they tell us, if you feel dizzy or have trouble breathing.
All right, a lawsuit has been filed to block the city of Hobart, Indiana, from moving forward with a proposed Amazon data center. Last week, the Hobart Plan Commission approved the permit for Amazon to build the center. But the group, it's calling itself No Data Centers Hobart, Indiana, say that the city council violated state law by skipping some key steps before that approval. The issue of whether Hobart can move forward with the permit will now go before a Lake County judge this Wednesday.
And right now, health officials are tracking measles outbreaks in several states, placing the U.S. at risk of losing its measles elimination status. An outbreak in South Carolina now in the hundreds, surpassing the record number of cases from that Texas outbreak. And there's another one being followed on the Utah-Arizona border. CDC Administrator Dr. Oz says that Medicare and Medicaid will continue to cover the measles shot as part of the insurance programs if you're unsure about your status and you need to get a booster. As part of the latest government funding bill signed into law, DHS funding is set to expire this weekend unless Democrats and Republicans can come up with some kind of deal.
Yes, Gabriella, both sides of the aisle making demands here in order to get this thing done, correct?
Yes, it's going to be a busy week in Washington, D.C. Looking to avoid a shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security as well, Democrats are demanding changes to immigration enforcement, including banning officers from wearing masks and ending roving patrols. Republicans say they will not give in to those demands without something in return, including an end to sanctuary cities. But the collateral damage from a Homeland Security funding lapse could be huge, hitting everything from TSA agents to FEMA. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice and former girlfriend, is expected to plead the Fifth when she appears for a congressional deposition today. That's according to her attorney. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence at a women's prison camp in Bryan, Texas, after being convicted over her role of procuring victims for Epstein. The Oversight Committee has also scheduled depositions later this month for former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. American skier Lindsey Vonn is in stable condition after receiving surgery for a broken leg after her crash during the Olympic downhill final. It's the same leg she ruptured her ACL on last month while training. The 41-year-old's Olympic dreams came to an end on Sunday when, after 13 seconds into her run, she caught her right arm in the gate, twisting her body, leaving her tumbling down the slope. The 41-year-old was a feel-good story heading into the Olympics, returning to racing last season after nearly 6 years. Natalie Anthony, back to you.
We wish her the best. That is just painful. Meanwhile, several U.S. Olympians are receiving backlash now from the Trump administration.
Checking in with Brian Jackson. He is here to explain why.
This all started back on Friday when reporters asked U.S. athletes about representing the country during this increase in immigration enforcement. Freestyle skier Hunter Hess replied that he has mixed emotions. He doesn't agree with the situation and that he's in Milan competing on behalf of everyone who helped him get to the Winter Games. The next day, in a post on Truth Social, President Trump called Hess a real loser and says if he doesn't represent his country, he shouldn't have tried out for the team. In Milan, several demonstrations has broken out against the local deployment of ICE agents. But the officers who were at the games are from an investigations unit completely separate from the enforcement unit here in the U.S. Them did clash with police who fired tear gas and water cannons. All right, time now 8:35, taking a live look outside. Still a lot of ice on Lake Michigan this morning, Caitlin, but it looks like it's starting to break up just a little bit.
Let's start the thaw here in Chicagoland. We've got blue sky, as Brian just showed you. We have a few clouds out there, especially northwest of the city, but the temperatures today are fantastic. We are on our way to the upper 30s and low 40s this afternoon. This morning, though, it is still a little bit cold. We're in the 20s, so you still need that winter jacket. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a lot of people walking their dog this morning downtown with their hoods up and their boots on. It's chilly. 23 degrees at the lakefront, 21 in Gary, 21 from Aurora to 23 in Morris. Now, we've been colder. I think that's the main headline here. Temperatures this afternoon are going to be right around 40 degrees. Upper 30s expected for the lakefront. Some of you in our southwestern areas, Grundy, LaSalle County, you could be in the mid-40s. Tonight, we're staying propped up in the 30s, 33 as our low. I'll take it. Now, as we work our way into tomorrow, that's when we're going to have an even warmer day. So today and tomorrow, the warmest day of the 5 for our work week. 44 degrees expected to be our high tomorrow. And that's when we could be seeing a few of you tagging 50 southwest of the city. So we are going to have a warm couple of days. But let's take a look at our 10-day outlook. Now, of course, as we work our way to next week, it's not guaranteed that we're going to have 64 degrees by Thursday. But the trend is warmer, which is great. Now, for this week, I can tell you we do expect the 30s and 40s ahead. So the melting is going to continue all week long. Back to you.
Caitlin, it is time to salsa. No, we're unfortunately not talking about chips and dip.
Yeah, the organizers of the 25th Chicago International Salsa Congress are joining us to talk about this big event that's happening this weekend. That is coming up during our 9 o'clock hour. Stay with us.
.840 now here on Good Day Chicago. A lot of people stayed up to watch the Super Bowl last night, and that may have cost you some valuable sleep. Dr. Sagar Sanghvi, a cardiologist with Endeavor Health, is here to talk about why getting good sleep is crucial to maintaining a healthy heart. We are in Healthy Heart Month, doctor, and I guess I don't want to shame people or make them feel bad who didn't get enough sleep last night. Maybe they can catch up tonight, but tell us a little bit about why this is so important, the connection between good sleep and heart health.
Oh, hi, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'll say thanks for having me. As a cardiologist, I don't think we talk about sleep enough. Life is hectic. Sometimes sleep can be hard to come by. We really recommend aiming for somewhere between 7 to 9 hours each night as adults. And we know the younger you are, so if there are any kids or teenagers out there, you need even more sleep than that. In cardiology, our guidelines have finally caught up. The American Heart Association includes sleep as part of their Life's Essential 8,
Wow.
which is a checklist for cardiac wellness. So I encourage folks out there to look this list up.
What happens to your heart when you don't get enough sleep consistently?
Absolutely. There are a lot of effects on the heart. I'll run through a few here. So it disrupts your metabolism. I want to start there. Insulin sensitivity drops. So this leaves your blood sugar higher. You end up storing fat instead of burning it. Markers of inflammation increase. And the timing of your metabolism gets misaligned with your internal clock or your circadian rhythm. And this sometimes leads to eating late in the day when our bodies can't break down these sugars and fats as effectively. It's easier to get sick when your sleep is poor. So those immune cells that fight disease decrease in production, and those cells are less effective.
What if we get just like a couple nights a week of bad sleep? I mean, is that going to impact our overall health?
I think it's more of a cumulative effect. I think a couple nights relative to every night, right, is going to be a different effect. But the more frequent and the decreased quality overall, once that is in combination, the chronic effects start to accumulate. So I think that does still have an effect on your health. Absolutely.
What are your thoughts about taking sleep aids, medication to help sleep? I mean, does the good outweigh the bad if in the end it means that your heart health is better because you're finally getting a good night's sleep?
Great question. I think there's a ranges of sleep aids. I think a lot of times we haven't necessarily explored a lot of the more natural or habitual behavioral type of interventions we can do. So that includes topics like sleep hygiene. What are we doing before we sleep? What's happening through the day? Are we getting adequate exercise? What are we exposed to in the hour or two before we sleep? Are we eating later? And so I think all of those factors matter. There are sleep aids that exist that can be used safely, but I would do that in conjunction with a sleep specialist or your physician to make sure it's being used appropriately and you get the best effect.
That's what I was going to ask you, too. If we are someone who has trouble falling asleep, what kind of doctor do we go to kind of give us a roadmap of things to try before maybe we have to turn to medication?
Great question. I think a lot of physicians now, particularly primary care doctors, which are usually the front line, the first doctor that anyone would typically see, our awareness and education about sleep health is only increasing. So I would say start with your primary care doctor, but know that we have sleep health specialty clinics where you have sleep doctors who specialize just in sleep. So there's a lot of data and conversations that can be had, a lot of tools that we can use to figure out maybe why is your sleep not as effective and how we can help improve your sleep health and your overall cardiometabolic wellness.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sanghvi. All good information. The doctor is with Endeavor Health. He is a cardiologist. Have a great day.
Same to you. Thanks.
Gabby is standing by now with some of the stories that we're following this morning. Gabby?
Yeah, including this one. If you're smelling something around the area, we're following this developing story. Local fire officials say they've gotten several 911 calls about a mystery odor. People describe it as chemical or burning electrical smell. The Fire Protection District says it spans from central Illinois through Indiana and as far north as the Wisconsin border. The source of the odor is still a mystery, but appears to be coming from the south. You should seek medical attention if you feel dizzy or have trouble breathing. A lawsuit is filed to block the city of Hobart, Indiana, from moving forward with a proposed Amazon data center. Last week, the Hobart Plan Commission approved the permit for Amazon to build a data center, but the group No Data Center Hobart, Indiana, says the city council violated state law by skipping some key steps before that approval. The issue of whether Hobart can move forward with the permit will go before a Lake County judge this Wednesday. Chicago Black Restaurant Week is back for its 11th year. It's a way to highlight and support local Black-owned businesses across the city and suburbs. This year, more than 36 restaurants are participating with special deals on appetizers, entrees, and desserts. Black Restaurant Week kicked off Sunday. It runs through February 22nd. We have a preview of what Stussie's Diner will be offering for Restaurant Week coming up in this next hour. Caitlin, it's finally getting warmer outside. Hooray. They look a little less miserable there.
I was going to say, you know, I keep talking about how it's going to be warm today, but then we see live looks outside and everyone has their hood up and they're wearing their boots and things. But this afternoon, it'll be a different story as we are going to be right around 40 degrees. So a mild afternoon. Right now, we are in the 20s, so it's not too brutally cold, but, you know, you still got to dress for the winter. 23 degrees at the lakefront right now, as well as at O'Hare. 21 in Aurora, 23 in Morris, as well as Kankakee. Northwest Indiana temperatures are in the mid-teens to low 20s. So you are stepping out the door to generally the 20s this morning. But Chicago, it is going to feel so good. We're melting the snow today and tomorrow, and actually the entire week staying above freezing. Looking at our futurecast this afternoon, 4:15, and temperatures are hovering, as mentioned, around 40 degrees. I'm seeing a 36 there at the lakefront, but 38 at O'Hare, low 40s from Joliet to Aurora to Morris. This evening, 7 p.m., temperatures back down to the 30s, and that's where we're going to stay through the night tonight. And tomorrow, temperatures are going to be a couple degrees warmer than today even. I do expect highs to be pushing into the low and mid 40s throughout Chicagoland. Notice we do have a few clouds around, but we expect dry skies all the way through the end of the week. Not until this weekend do we have potential for a wintry mix to return. 7-day forecast, temperatures right around 37 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. Even on Friday, a high of about 40. And this weekend, we continue in the low 40s with that chance for that wet weather. But again, overnight lows in the 20s. So that's what I mean by wintry mix, with that potential for rain and snow moving in this weekend. But in the meantime, today it is going to be a dry day, partly cloudy skies, temperatures hovering around 40. So we are above normal this entire week. It is 8:48. Checking in now with Mike Kaplan talking about flowers this morning.
Caitlin, I don't know what you're talking about, these chilly temperatures. It's warm and humid because I'm at the Chicago Botanic Garden for the Feelin' Groovy Orchid Show. Wait to hear about all of these gorgeous plants. The Orchid Show running through the end of March. We're going to learn all about these plants and the amazing display. Think Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, VW Bugs. It's all here. We're going to show you coming up.
We are taking a live look at the Chicago Botanic Garden, and it's a place you usually associate with checking things out outdoors.
Yes.
But we are getting hot and heavy inside.
It's nice and humid in there. That's
nice and humid, right?
That's a great destination this time of year.
Totally.
Like, put you back into that, that nice, moist air.
Right.
So
the Chicago Botanic Garden, though, actually is taking us back in time to a time of bell bottoms and disco.
There we go. The Orchid Show feeling groovy. Yes, it's officially in full bloom. Mike is joining us live with a preview. Mike, I wish you had the fly collar going for this one.
If I didn't have to do the show earlier in studio, I would have been representing I would have gone with the full Austin Powers look today. But fortunately, Jody Zambolo, who is with the Botanic Garden and helped kind of coordinate this whole show, you are representing. You got the peace sign. This is outstanding. First of all, I've been to many of the orchid shows, and just in my 30 seconds, my first 30 seconds here, this is my favorite already. What do you think makes it special, Jody?
I think because it's, nostalgia. It's bringing people back to those 60s and 70s, and it's like, yeah, I remember all this. You're walking through the show like, I had that in my basement, right? Like the wood paneling and everything growing up. And even if you weren't alive during that time, you hear the stories from your parents or your grandparents or saw photos, and it's just, it's great. It brings a smile to your face.
It really does. And you've decorated the Regenstein Center and all the greenhouses here. It's gorgeous. Roughly how many different orchid plants are here? You've got, a good supply constantly year-round, but
right.
you've added to that. How many talking here?
So we have over 10,000 blooms as part of this show.
Okay.
A lot of them we purchase in because they're all part of, the props and everything. And then some from our own orchidarium here on site, which are kind of like the unique ones, the rare ones that we grow. But you're just going to see all different colors, all different patterns, some different smells.
Yeah, you were telling me of the one that smells like chocolate. Which is that?
Sherry Baby.
Sherry Baby. Okay.
Yeah, and you're going to hear some great music too.
Okay.
You walk through in all the different rooms, and you're going to recognize all the songs, and people have been dancing, in all the different.
Seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. The Orchid Show started on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to run till when?
It'll run through March 22nd every day, and then 10 to 4 every day. So purchase your tickets online. But we also have some evening events, so called Orchids After Hours, where you can see all of this at night.
And you can look down here. There are black lights scattered around. Yes. You haven't painted all of the orchids, but some of them you've gone full psychedelic here.
Totally, yes, we have. So you can see some of the orchids have like a black light on them, so they look really glowy and psychedelic, and it is so fun. And then our cafe also will be selling light bites and drinks during those Orchids After Hours. 3 cheese fondue, mini pot pies. I mean, they're totally playing into the theme as well. So people can dress up, come like this.
Are you seeing a lot of people that are, coming here looking like they're right out of a, Twiggy and Company?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like groovy like this, kind of, to the 70s. People are probably going to have like disco outfits on because we have 2 nights that are actually silent disco nights too.
Oh, that's
so
fantastic.
We're going all out.
And you've got to. Now, coming up in our 9 o'clock hour, we're going to come back and talk to you again. You've got to see this punch bug that is fully adorned with orchids, and we're going to give you maybe some tips on orchid care in your own home. It may never look like this. Look at that peace sign back there. That looks like your necklace, Jody. Yeah. But we'll be back coming up at the 9 o'clock hour with another little mini tour of the Orchid Show here at the Chicago Botanic Garden. Back to you.
Absolutely love it. Mike, thank you, sir. We'll see you next hour. And our 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Chicago starts up next, so stay with us.
At Postman. welcome to Good Day Chicago at 9 o'clock. We had a great time watching the Super Bowl last night.
It was a good show. Right?
Yep, back, and here's a look at some of the things that we have coming up for you this hour.
Including the Seahawks, they are your Super Bowl champs after last night. We've got a full recap of the game, the halftime show, and of course, all the fun ads.
There were some good ones and some that had me like, I don't know if I understand that. Yeah.
Every year, you know, that's the case.
Yeah. All right, if Bad Bunny's halftime show made you want to move your feet, we know a spot that you